It would appear there's been a bit of a balls up on my end, especially with regards to the video that I literally just put out talking about how Elton and Jason have responded to Andrea Perron's comments. Because it turns out I didn't actually cover all of the responses that Elton and Jason had made. Now, Jason's comment has come more recent, so that's why I'm going to involve it in this video as well. But Elton's one, he did initially reply, and I've just tried to show Elton because he said, hey man, like, you missed one of my comments. And I wasn't able to see it, and I showed Elton that I wasn't able to do it, and the only way I was actually able to was to change which account I was on and which account I was viewing it from for some weird reason, and then YouTube made it completely accessible and viewable. So we're going to go over the rest of the responses because obviously transparency is my thing. That's what I want to do. I don't want to, if I'm going to share something, I'm going to share the whole thing. So we'll go over what Jason has recently said and what Elton also initially said, starting with Elton and his full response. So here, as you can see here, he wrote out an entire novel and I completely missed it. So Elton started out by stating, I'm trying really hard to not be involved in anything related to the Conjuring house now as it's no longer for sale or even up for auction. There is literally nothing to buy. So there has been no reason for me to talk about it, but this in particular is very shocking and incredibly heartbreaking for me because a few weeks ago I did have a conversation with Andrea on the phone where only incredible positive things were said by her about me and of course by me about her, where we went in depth to talk about what she hopes for the home, what she wants and even what she doesn't want. Without either of us changing our mind or anything, we were both in precise agreement on what we hoped for the home, how it was to be used, and how frequently, pricing and integrity, and the restoration of it. The phone call ended abruptly because the power went out in my hotel in Africa and I lost the Wi-Fi, and afterwards I sent her a final text message saying thank you and reiterating everything we said on the phone, which she replied with gratitude. So I feel extremely caught off guard here and at a complete loss for understanding as to why this is said about myself or Matt. For the last few years, I have done nothing but express my interest, my passion, and my love for the Conjuring house. For years, I have made a formal and public offers to purchase the home for years. I have even offered to repay all of the employees for lost wages or anything damaged or lost during the fires or for any other reason. For years, I have stated how much I care about the home on a personal level, as the impact it had on my career and my life in the paranormal community was immense, and the importance of it from a nostalgia standpoint with the investigation that Matt, Dan, and I all did there together. The only place in which the three of us were all together, and I believe everything happens for a reason, and I thought that night I felt That night I felt happened for a reason. I even expressed this exact same thing to Andrea on the phone, on the call, where we both have the same mindset. And that night, I think that's the night that we all had there together wasn't for nothing. It meant something so beyond conversation. It meant something, so the conversation I had with Andrea was beyond just the politics and the business aspect of the house. It was about the importance of the home and a little about the meaning of life. So to have a sudden change of distrust with me and a sudden change of heart at such an extreme level is rather saddening to me. I truly cannot understand to any degree what she's going through on a personal level due to the health situation. So I hope that this is just a statement that came from emotions of life, but I do care deeply about my integrity and the way people view me online, especially now that I'm the property owner who has extreme care about the perception of the home, and of course what I represent as the home owner and guardian to the museum. And truly, if it weren't for that, I would possibly stay completely silent on the matter, as I have done for the past few weeks already. My apologies for the lack of grammar and probable probably the giant run on the sentence. I'm going to use voice to text because my hands are frozen and I'm walking to my car. There is nothing I would love more than to bring this house back to its fullest potential, and although everyone seems to think I have malicious intent with the home on a business level or a pricing level, anyone that knows me or anyone that I'm working with on this house would know that the financials we have in mind and the restorations we have in mind and the team that we have ready to go would all be in the best interest of every single person that would ever step foot onto that property. And all of this was expressed on the same phone call, obviously referring to Andrea. I've said nothing else. I've had no other conversations. I haven't released any statements, so I truly do not understand what's just happened or why. I only want the best for every single person in the paranormal community, whether they're the property owner or content creator or a parallel investigator or simply someone who enjoys watching the paranormal content. I value the time and energy of others far more than anything else, and I put my own well-being at the lowest of my priority list. And anyone that has been a part of my career over the past 13 years can see why that I will be working myself to death to ensure that anyone that supports me gets the best possible experience out of it. I just got to my car, so I'll probably stop here, but I finally felt that I need to say something because the best way to get me to openly talk is when I am sad or feeling kicked, when all I want is the best for every single person on this dang planet. And that, of course, is where he ends it. To which, someone did tag me in this state, talking about this, because they also said that they'd seen this this message, and I literally just didn't see it. So, obviously people have responded to this as well. So, obviously that was Overnight's official response to the ongoing saga, I suppose, that we've got going on here. But with regards to Jason, to kind of flip it over to the other side, because of course Jason was on that call later, he maintained that he didn't and wasn't aware that kind of rant went on at the very beginning. Jason, 3 hours ago at the time of me recording this, so after I made my initial video, stated, after watching the opening few minutes, it appears Andrea was talking about other things and another person in the beginning. Please let me be clear, I don't have any issues with Elton and Matt. What they have accomplished with the Warrens House and Museum is extremely impressive. I can't imagine all the time, work and money they have put into it. That should be respected. We are all trying to do what we feel is best for the communities and the property. I hope that we can keep this drama free, respect each other and what we're all trying to accomplish. So it would seem that both Jason and Elton, off the back of this, are, kind of keeping it civil, keeping it level. Elton officially responds to this whole saga for the first time, outside of just response to comments. Jason reiterating that he doesn't believe that this was fired specifically at Matt, Elton and Zach Bagans, which of course they were people that were mentioned. But I did look over the footage again from the live stream. She does seem to be talking, from what I gather, I could be wrong here, she does seem to be talking about the people that referenced her cancer and have been, using that against her, which of course is completely messed up. And I will state that till the very end. And then she does mention Elton, Matt, and Zach as people that she's got no interest in talking to. Obviously here, Elton saying in the comment that, he thought that they had a positive relationship and that wasn't the case, but it turns out that may have been the case. It's a very tricky one. Very, very tricky one. So to see what's been going on here, man, it's hard to keep up with. Obviously, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I can only go off of what's put in front of me. So we're hearing that there's conversations taken on behind the scenes, and then there's conversations that are very different and not parallel to that out in public. But then I can understand why Matt and Elton might get upset about it, and I can understand where Jason's coming from, of course, with stating, that he's obviously, trying to kind of potentially clear up what Andrea was saying within her stream. What do you guys think? Again, I apologise to Elton for getting this and completely missing and overshooting that. I apologise to Jason, although he didn't post it until later. But, you know, apologies for not missing and including that earlier. And what else was there? I think that's kind of it. I think I'm now up to date with everything. So there you go. If you want to check out the other comments that were made by Jason and Elton, go and check out the last video that I uploaded earlier today. But for now, I'll speak to you later. Peace.